And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our next series, to our second last series of Group A in Group Stage 2 of the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. And spawning in the top right hand corner of ley lines, we have the Brazilian Zerg player representing Eximius Gaming. It is Dorminhoco. I was hoping to line it up. God damn it. There we go. Beautiful. Rank number 5 in the Brazilian circuit rankings. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Terran player, also from Eximius Gaming. It is purple. Rank number 17. Let's go. Dorminhoco just took down Maffers 2-0 in a very intense TVZ, with Maffers actually having a pretty strong showing in the first game, especially with his initial mech style. But he was caught off guard, caught with his pants down by lurkers, by the Nine Storm into the main. We'll see if purple can fare better, as we do have a pull first opener out of Dorminhoco. Let's go. For those who are curious, I should also mention Dorminhoco. What does that mean? That stands for sleepy, or dormilong in Spanish, Dorminhoco in Brazilian, and sleepy in English. Very sleepy. I can relate a little bit. Someone's asking in the chat, are there any other CranKy Duckling casters that can step in whenever you're tired? I've never been tired before, but I guess today is an exception, or I guess this week in general has been a little bit more awkward for us. Just because of our schedule, just because of the big rain bouts as well. Like, it's just been a little bit different. But you know, I'll do my best to cover everything. Actually, I'll do my best. I got you. What do we do when Light's tired? That's when we crack open a bottle of Dare Iced coffee. That's when let's go. That's when we coffee it up. As Dorminhoco, remember, he did open up pool first into his own double hatch opener, natural and macro hatchery as well, all gasless here from Dorminhoco. It's going to be gasless. You see purple is staying back home, waiting for the lings that won't arrive, as Dorminhoco, he is of course aware of that the Reaper didn't move out, keeping the lings close to the chest. Here we go. Oh right, also before I forget, it is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets while you can on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Best of luck. Tomorrow is going to be similar as well. Tomorrow we're going to be casting Sparkling Tunic up into the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. But tomorrow I'll do a better job at sleeping in between casts. Today we couldn't, just because we went from one to the other to the other. But tomorrow there should be a little bit of time to nap, like for like 2 hours or something. Maybe 3 hours. Maybe. That'll be the ideal. For now, we do have, once again, at 3:20, we have the early lair here from Dorminhoco. Does open up lair first, and this can, once again, lead from early there. We'll keep an eye out for Overlord speed, and if we see speed on the way, then we should be expecting roaches into queens into a drop across the map, which is what we saw last time on this map against Maffers. Into like a roach queen all in. As Reaper dips in. If that was the case, we should be seeing the Roach Warren by now, and I don't think we've seen one. There we go. Roach Warren now gets thrown down after the death of the Reaper. So Roach Warren is on the way. Extra gases can soon be taken. It's all up to Dorminhoco to drone up as heavily as possible. Droning up as much as he can. Oh, meanwhile, purple going into earlier stim, a later starport. No overlord speed out of Dorminhoco, not this time. Brazilians speak Portuguese. They do. It's crazy. When ladder side, he plays 1,000 ladder games and can't sleep because bro hurt us. What are you on about, me? What are you on about? I wish I had that much time to ladder. You're crazy. You're crazy. For now, though, Dorminhoco does go for double lever chambers, so we do have a link speed on the way. So we're going from roaches into link speed into a longer macro game. Dorminhoco is not going for the all-in, just chilling back at home, setting up, settling in. Likewise, Purple going into his own biocomposition. It's been a while. We've seen a lot of mech here tonight, from Maffer at least, so thankfully we can embrace some bio from Purple. Do appreciate it. Kamikaze, he's known for mech as well, so we're probably going to be seeing some mech in the last series of the group. Aye. We'll get there. As Hellions are focused down. Likewise, Purple being active with his 2-on-1. Sims in, does catch one of the Overlords. But overall, Dorminhoco should be fine. He has his roaches to defend, and he will deflect. As long as Dorminhoco is able to keep up with the drops, he should be able to maintain his bases. Should be able to deflect. Ooh, as Perfully does unload over the army. Bleeds out a lot of Marines. From here, Dorminhoco is switching out of roaches into Ling Bane Roach Ravager. Or really just Ling Bane Ravager. Oh, hello, high five. Hello. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. Good to see you. Bom dia, papi, bom dia. As we do see Dorminhoco switching, interesting. So not just from roaches into Ling Bane Ravager, but we have Hydras as well. Hydra then is being thrown down. Dorminhoco is holding his own. Flush Transfuse does defend the main. One queen will get picked up. Does at least get one. Purple claiming whatever he can. And even though we've seen a little bit of damage here and there from Purple, we do see Dorminhoco, he's freely just taking up. We have the Hive on the way of all things. Hive is on the way. Wall of Spores. This feels a little bit awkward just because Dorminhoco is taking up quite heavily, throwing down a wall of stack defense. The droning has suffered as a result. Dorminhoco, his saturation is very late here. He should already be at around 70 plus workers, but it's still not there, again because of all this tanking, because of all the setup that we had. Dorminhoco playing very safe. Borderline scared. He's keeping up. Will still lose the Overlord. Overlord goes down, supply blocks with Dorminhoco, 7 Overlords on the way. Is slowing him down, is allowing Purple to build up. And Purple actually has a supply lead here. Jesus. That supply block is brutal. If Purple knew, like, if he pushed out here and now, I think he breaks through, by the way. Like, there are no Banelings ready for this. There's barely any Roaches or Ravagers. Like, the army is insanely small for Dorminhoco. But Purple doesn't know. He doesn't know how vulnerable Dorminhoco is right now. Instead, going for drop play.
That mineral field's gone.
Purple is being active. I mean, he trades well with the bases. He does get a kill, not a cancel. Takes down the expansion, pulls away. Again, Purple is going to be the first to max out. Dorminhoco, he finally drones up to 80. But again, these are late workers for the Zerg. And now here comes the push. And there's a lot of potential with this move out. Purple, he does have a pretty hefty army supply lead, but a lot of it comes down to his splits. Does he split well against the Banelings? Does he control well? Is he able to avoid the Vipers or these zone away? How does he handle How does he handle these engagements? Ooh. That's things they can't quite engage. Moving in, liberation is set. Oh, the Baileys though, they crash in. And they smash into most of the player. Splits were not there. Still stepping forward. Still go forward. He's not quite able to connect, but Vipers have arrived and they're gathering NG as we speak. Vipers, they should be here. Ooh, as Bailey's they crash into the fire. Nice connections. Purple, though he sims in, does punish. Vipers is trying to engage. Once again, that gun does pick up. But Dorminhoco, he will hold. Oh, takes down the full medevac. No, takes down the full medevac. Shuts down the medevacs in general here. They take the parasitic bomb to the face. Purple just running out of steam, running out of army. The longer this goes on, the worse it is for Purple. He has to keep going, but he just doesn't really have much to work with. Hydras. Nice free pickles. Some pickles here and there. Blinding Cloud's going to be coming in. And without the Blinding Clouds, the tanks are all going down. Takes down the tank line. Travel across the map, but the medevac is not long for this world. Oh god. Bailey's underway. Zoned. Dorminhoco getting to 3-3. He's still enjoying an 85 worker count. Like, he still has a solid economy. Just needs more time to actually rebuild. Potentially missing injects as well, as we have over 1,000 minerals in the bank. Just building a Morling Vein. And now Dorminhoco is looking secure. Yeah, now here comes the Remax. Even without Vipers, he's going to be able to run this. Yeah, takes out all the tanks. Barely any support. It's purely tank marine. There's no ghosts, there's no widow mines, there's barely any marauders. Purple's being overwhelmed. Brutal connections. And Dorminhoco is finally done it. He did have a shaky early to mid game, is what I will say. Purple, he was holding his own, but GG gets called. And Dorminhoco, he will take game number 1. GG. Dorminhoco does take a lead in the series, but again, Purple, he actually had a pretty nice early to mid game. Like, he was in better positions, taking some better fights. A big reason for that, the big reason for this was I feel like that Dorminhoco was playing just overly safe, overly defensive, throwing down extra spore crawlers, taking up quite heavily, not really embracing his economy until the very end. Yeah, because that a lot of things were closer than they should have been. GG. GG well played. With that, Dorminhoco does take game number 1, and now we're getting ready for game 2. Game 2 is going to be on what looks to be King's Cove. There we go. Looks like we are having small intermissions in between maps. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one being fatigued here, but some of the other casters as well. Shout out to Cosmo, shout out to Enki, of course, for casting in Portuguese and casting in Spanish. But I'm sure they're also feeling it a little bit. A little bit. They didn't cast Hatchery Cup, I will say. No. But yes, looks like they do need a small break here, so we're going to be going on a short break ourselves. Oh wait, no. Okay. Break is over. Jumping in. We are now jumping into game number 2. Again, on King's Cove. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready for another 30-minute game. As in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player. It is purple. And the top left, we do have our red Zerg for Eximius Gaming. Dorminhoco. We're doing the intros. Are we seeing the scores, the rankings? Gibbs? Gibbs. There it is. Likewise, bottom right is going to be purple. Let's go. We're getting into game 2. Of course, Dorminhoco is leading the series 1-0. Now, the last time we saw Dorminhoco on this map, we did see him opening up gasless. He went hatch. He went pool first. I believe it was pool first into hatch. Likewise, we're seeing something very similar. So once again, gasless opener. And again, these openers are more viable on these larger macro defensive maps, just because it is harder to punish this sort of style. As is the initial expansion, and we're expecting a macro hatchery at the natural. Is what we're expecting. Spawning full finishes. And queen is on the way. Just the queen. Oh, I spoke too soon. 6 lings as well. That's a big commitment. 6 lings also in production. They're going to be making their way across the map. Ideally, they avoid the Reaper. Ideally. And behind this, yep, there's that macro hatch. They've just spotted. With the lings being spotted, the chances of these lings getting damaged on is quite low. Again, Dorminhoco is joining up. He's joining up behind this. Lings, they will threaten a dive. Never mind. Now slipping in. Can they delay the CC? With 6 lings, like, they should be able to. Oh, never mind. There we go. There we go. Does peel off a couple of lings. Heads for the CC. Ooh, takes down the Reaper. That should not have happened. A bit of miscontrol, and that means, can he force a cancel? No shot. He should not force a cancel. Another CC comes in. Yeah, there we go. SCV comes in and the CC will survive. Thank God. So the command center will live. And the game will continue. Oh God, Jesus. From here, the game does continue. The CC does catch fire, but the Hellions have arrived, and the CC should be fine. Jesus, as it gets very low. Behind this, Dorminhoco going for his own lair. Roach runs on the way. Own virtual lair setup. Likewise, 3rd CC in production for purple, so purple just getting into a 3CC 2-on-1 setup. Going for delayed starports into faster stim. Meanwhile, Dorminhoco is just also building up into delayed link speed into roaches. See in chat. I feel like I don't see this kind of third hatchery in the wall build very often. Is it specifically an anti-Terran build? Not really. It is a quote-unquote greedy way of opening up. It is a safer way to go gasless. What I mean by that is that traditionally, if you a gasless opener is a viable build in this matchup, and you often, instead of going for the macro hatchery, you just take it as your third base. So you just take it on your third location. This is a safer variation because, as you can see here at the natural, the SimCity, and you actually wall off with your Evo Chamber and your Roach Warren. So you wall up, and it means that Hellions can't really be aggressive at your natural, so they cannot get any economic damage, and you're safer on 2 bases, and your third base is later as a result. At higher levels, so players like Dark, players like Serral, players like Raynor, they can take, instead of going for the macro hatchery at the natural base, they just take it as a third, and their queen movement and queen control and queen placement is good enough where they deny Hellions anyway, and they get away with that faster third, and they get away with that gasless style. So I would say that this is like a quote-unquote safer way to go gasless. It's safer just because, again, you have that SimCity, you have that kind of setup back at home. It is easier to defend against like Hellion aggression.
A new queen has emerged.
So this style of gasless opener in ZvT is more uncommon. I would say it's more uncommon. But I understand the logic behind it. But here we go. Here we go. As from here, Purple is moving out. Remember, this was a 2-on-1, so that means he does have a faster sim timing. He's moving out with his Medivacs, headed towards the third. Dorminhoco's in position. As the Roaches, they do deny the Marines. They shut them down very hard. Why does he not lift? It's leg day. Oh no. God damn it. I mean, it saved the CC. It didn't go down, thankfully. From here, we do have once again very fast hive out of Dorminhoco. So really fast hive tech goes on the way. Likewise, droning, saturating his third base, getting his fourth expansion. The game does continue. Again, Dorminhoco being quite greedy so far. I say greedy tech-wise. Once again, the drone count is actually quite low for Dorminhoco. Like, he definitely can get away with droning harder. Especially in a larger map like King's Cove. Drone up. Oh. By 6 workers going to be going down. Brutal losses there for Dorminhoco. Bearing in mind that Dorminhoco doesn't have a lot of drones to begin with, so worker kills like that, they do scale quite well. As Purple does take that supply lead, now getting a 4th command center. We see Dorminhoco with that fast hive. He can gain access to fast hive upgrades as well as the Ultra Cavern. We're rushing into Ultras. As we go, Viper production has begun. The Ultra Garment is still in the way. Again, Dorminhoco, his drone count is still very low. Like, it's leaving me uneasy. It's a very low drone count for Dorminhoco. Purple, he's pushing. He's got a massive amount of bio, massive amount of Marines. It's Purple, he sims in. Does some in piles. Oh my god, they shut down both Liberators. Both Liberators go down. Purple simming in, he wants the expansion. Back committing. Likewise, Marines, they pull back. Decent stutter stepping. Piles, they shut down one of the tanks. Purple, not bad. Stimming on forward. Chases down the Banelings, going for the expansion, but the tanks are exposed. The tanks, no! The tanks, save them. Oh my god. Picks up one. And Purple is going for the kill. He's going for the throat. He's down to 2 tanks. The Miles, they deal with one of them. Now there's 1 tank left. The Ultras are reviving. The Vipers as well. Purple just taking a little bit too long. The Ultra, he just wants a big hug. Oh god. He takes out the tank. Takes out the tank. Again, Purple, he was so close to breaking Dorminhoco here and now, but alas, barely not in time. Really not. With that Purple force all the way back. He's forced back, and even though he killed an expansion, even though he traded well, the problem is he's being outscaled. He has a mainly Marine tank composition, and he's up against now Vipers and Ultras. This is where Marauders are necessary. This is where more gas income and Ghosts as well. Ghosts, Liberators, Marauders. Purple, he isn't quite making that switch. Oh, it's because the Ultras were stuck in the main. Stuck, they break out, and this is where I'm concerned for Purple. This is where the soup does lie. Like, the supply can be very deceiving here, just because both armies are at 180, but the reality is that one player has 3-3 upgrades on the way with Ultras, with Lingbane into Ultra, meanwhile the other player has 3-3 upgrades on the way, yes, but they're mainly a Marine tank composition. There are no Ghosts, there are a couple of Liberators, and I think there's 1 Marauder in the army, but this army is so fragile. It's such a fragile composition, and it's not really built to really deal with Ultras too well. The Liberators are going to be the big, maybe deciding factor here for Purple, but the lack of Ghosts is concerning. So in a head-on fight, I do favor Dorminhoco's army composition. As you can see here, again, it's 1 Marauder. There's 1 Marauder in the army. Dorminhoco doesn't see the force, not yet. Oh. Tanks do siege. I mean, from here, Dorminhoco, you can just ignore the army and just go for the bases. Does abduct some Liberators, which does force you on siege. Massive lightning cloud. The tanks get called massive connections. Bailey's, they roll it in, they shut down all the bio. And this is what we were worried about. Yeah, the Marines are just so fragile. There was only 1 Marauder in the main army. And with that, Dorminhoco stumbles out of control. He, from here, can just counterattack and just knock down the bases. That'll be fine from here. As Banelings, they crash into the bases, into the 3rd. Ultra's going for the planetary. I believe repairs are going to be good enough to actually keep that base alive. He has to go for the mineral line. There we go. Goes to the repairing SCVs. Purple trying to make a stand. And it looks like he might be able to take down these ultras. It's going to be close. Oh god, the planetary falls. Dorminhoco got what he wanted. Let's take down those ultras. It does survive. But again, purple is down to, what, 44 workers. 40 workers. Likewise, now getting back into marauder production, or getting into it for the first time. But as you can see, Dorminhoco is the first to remax. He's the first to remax. He's got 84 workers. He's got a booming economy, a solid base count, and unfortunately, probably just cannot compare. No, he cannot compare to the bases, to the workers, the economy. There are definitely opportunities where purple can go for drop play. True, you can go for drop play. You can get into bases and slide mineral lines and buy time, but the pressure's on purple to make something like that happen. As the Dorminhoco is maxed. Upon being maxed out, he should be pushing once again. And speaking of, here he comes. Knocks down those rocks. He's got a couple of corruptors involved as well, so now he has some actual anti-air to deal with the liberators, deal with the medevacs. Yeah, there we go. Vipers are coming from behind. All we need are some either power bombs or blinding clouds or both. And here comes the push. There's a blinding cloud. Clouds get thrown down. Tanks do fall. Running out of link bane, but does take down the planetary. And that's going to be good enough. Massive power bomb as well. And Dorminhoco, he breaks through. He breaks through that defensive line, takes down 13 SCVs. I believe he bleeds out the Vipers in the process, but he just backed off the remax once again. He can rebuild, he can remax. Okay, let's say 2 roll in. They catch up, they keep up with the Marines. And GG gets called purple. He has been broken. And Dorminhoco will take the series 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played, Dorminhoco. He will claim the series. Again, it was just... I mean, I would say that the early to mid game was relatively close between the players. If you remember, purple, he had some nice moments when it came to his push across the map, when he was getting onto creep and he was breaking through those initial bailing lines of defense. But as we saw, as the game progressed, he did not do enough damage. As we saw, Dorminhoco, he was able to outscale him, able to have a superior economy eventually throughout the course of that game. And alas, with that, GG. GG, well played. GG, well played. Dorminhoco wasn't quite able to... Oh, sorry, purple, he wasn't quite able to keep up when it comes to the scaling of Dorminhoco, as we're now getting into the final series of Group A. The final series is going to be a best-of-3 ZvT between Dorminhoco and Kamikaze. Let's go. I believe Kamikaze... Actually, we'll find out when it comes to the overall rankings. I want to say that Kamikaze is ranked above Dorminhoco, but we'll see. We'll see what the seeding is looking like between our two players, as we will soon be jumping in. For now, though, we are going to be going on that short break. And when we come back, we'll have our next best of 3, the final best of 3 of Group A. See you soon. See you soon, Bappy. See you soon.